Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a Confederate encampment skirmish public match, but before we get into that, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. So with that all being said, server pop right now is 190. It's January 18th at about 7 o'clock. In balance is 7 towards the CSA side. Confederates have 8 on artillery. Union has 12. So that imbalance is turning into 11 in favor of the CSA side. Anyways, the Confederates here, they have the Hampton's Legion, which has the Enfield and the Springfield 61, whereas their other regiment, the 22nd Virginia, has the Enfield and the Lorenz, whereas the Union companies here, the 72nd Pennsylvania, they have the option between the Enfield and the Springfield 61 weapon, whereas the 23rd New York, the other regiment, has the Enfield as a weapon option. So let's get into our round here. We're a couple of minutes later because I just hopped on the server. However, it's the start of a round, and we're going to record it. So, yeah, with that all being said, the weapons for both sides seem relatively the same here, and so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. So, what weapon is Mike?
That's right. That's what
Okay.
I'm fucking talking about.
So, this Confederate encampment is a defensive map for the Confederacy. Guess what? It's their encampment. Who would have thought they would have defended? But point of contention is kind of in the open field here. There is this little wood area that both sides can use, although it is out of bounds basically on the edge of that. And so, really, the only way Union can approach, at least through cover, is in this wooded area, which they're going. And actually, that's one thing I forgot to say. Our officers for today, at CSA side, you got Newberry, Captain Bodias, Seinwalt, Waluigi, and then for the artillery you have PCAP, whereas on the Union side you have Remedy, Noodle, Hazel, none for this company, and then for the artillery you have Pac-Man. So, CSA setting up in a position to at least just kind of go where Union's going. You got Waluigi in the open, far shots against the Union.
2, 1, fire and fall back.
And Union artillery is going to get a nice shot there. Meanwhile, the other Confederate regiment, they were pushed up here to get a flank on these guys, I'm presuming. However, Union came up on their flank and was able to get a good few kills there. And so you can see Noodle and Hazel, they've brought their guys forward.
You see those flags? You see those flags? Wait. Let's go. Get close. This way.
Oh, we're on the water.
And so Union's going to try to catch them off guard here.
Steady. Fire.
A lot of those shots went over. And CSA is going to countercharge this.
Charge him, Breaklets charge him.
See Union just pulling back. They don't think they can win, and zooming out, they're definitely outnumbered here. And you got a lot of Rambos out and about. And Remedy's company over there, they got a lot of dudes in there, so they're just taking their chance to skirmish and then get out of dodge. CSA pursuing. They're going to try to get these Union flags. You don't want, you know, if you have an opportunity to knock out your opponent's flags, which act as a mobile respawn, you should always take that opportunity. But Union got out of there very fast, and so they're going to preserve their flags and maybe reform here on the corner. CSA still pursuing. They want Union out of here. Union already might have a chance to get a shot off, but I don't know if they've loaded canister. Here comes CSA.
Run, flag run.
Yeah, it was a good little canister shot. I don't know how many guys that ended up getting, but
Let's go save
Fuck him
yourselves.
up, man. Fuck him up.
Defend yourself, Union.
Oops! I think I'm at the wrong place.
artillery guys getting in the melee. Only one CSA company stayed up here. It looks like they're very spread out. Some may have fallen back. But the flag is still kind of up here. They don't have an officer.
Thanks.
But they're respawning guys in fast. The 5-second respawn, so they're still kind of they're still able to stay alive.
Guys, just get in the car.
And Union's just kind of reforming as well. Both sides halfway through battle ready already. Ever since these maps came out on the first day, the devs added, I think, a 15% blanket increase to the defending team's tickets, because when these maps came out on the first day, the defenders were getting curb stomped. It wasn't even close. The only time I saw a match that was close was when the attackers just played absolutely atrociously. But they were eventually able to get the win due to that huge ticket advantage that they had. That was a fascinating round. It was this map actually the first time I recorded it on this channel. So outside of these guys, the largest Union company, their strategy seems to do this long shootout, and in theory that works in the long run. Attackers have more tickets than the defenders. And so when you have a shootout from long distance, generally I like to say these shootouts are a 1-to-1 trade in terms of kills, because there's so many variables that go into a shot. You have the sway of the weapon, the distance, light elevation changes. I mean, a lot of things can go in effect when a bullet is shot. So generally, because there's so much randomness, I like to say at these longer distances, it's a 1-to-1 trade in shots, which over a long period of time, it should favor the attackers, because if each side is killing each other at the same rate, just because you kill someone doesn't mean that their ticket value is the same. And since the defenders have less tickets overall, when a guy dies on a defender, it's worth a lot more than an attacker.
Need to get out of here. We ain't got enough people.
Looks like Confederates are going to fall back here. They've kind of dwindled out here. They've got guys trickling up here dying, and again, that's huge, especially because their tickets are not that great. CSA's almost down to engage. I mean, we saw both sides halfway through battle ready a second ago, and now it's completely diminished there. So could be poor organization there, or officer not being spawned in regardless.
In 3, 2, 1, move out, Kaskrin.
Line up,
Call the
line up,
volley,
line
come-
up, line
Get
up.
up there! Get up there!
Go.
Get up there! Look at the motivation,
line
sir.
up, line
God
up.
bless America.
We can do this. It's me.
I don't know.
Take ready, aim, steady, fire. Retreat.
Oh, you gotta wait 3 seconds, bro. We can't.
He said he
You're
wanted
the
to stay
man.
as quick as possible.
That's what I'm talking
Quick as
about,
possible
man.
is 3
That's what
seconds.
I'm
That was
talking
the
about.
thunder that I was talking
No.
about. That I wanted.
know,
to
I know
waste
we're a
ammo.
public match,
That
but I'm
was
gonna teach you
that
something
was nice.
badass, okay? Cut comms for 1
Otherwise,
second
yeah,
and
you're
hear me out.
That was pretty good.
I'm gonna draw a direct line coming down, okay? Press T. If you're on my left shoulder to the west, you are Group A. If you're on my right shoulder, you are Group B. Group A is over here, okay? Group A only. Go out there, volley, and come back on your sergeant major, right? Karskin, lead the way.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Group
let's
B
go.
holds.
Group A.
You're
Let's
Group
go,
B. Group
Karskin.
B is gonna hold right here. Group B holds. Who has a mic here?
So they are doing some shenanigans. You could kind of see with that first line that Union had, it wasn't the best line made. Obviously, it's a public match, not everyone's going to be fine-tuned to forming a perfect line. But I'm surprised the officer doesn't move forward, because the officer has the ability to draw lines on the ground. And so normally when you volley, you usually have the officer placed on a line like, okay, form your line here and then shoot. At least if you want to have a nice line. At that distance, it doesn't matter. Anyways, the point looks like these guys are going to get some nice flanking shots. Again, they have a little more manpower than previous.
Steady. Fire up.
A lot of those shots are going over. But a couple good hits. CSA does drop to engage. CSA, like last time, is going to charge. Union pulling off right away. Not all of CSA is going, and they're moving out very trickled. The officers are going in, but the guys are not following necessarily. And I mean, that can happen. Sometimes you get an officer, they'll say an order, and you need to say it numerous times, in especially a public match, for people to like get in their head, like, okay, we're about to do this, and then when you say go, they'll actually do it. Because if you just say, okay, countercharge, it kind of makes sense why they would say countercharge and then go, because you're trying to be quick on a countercharge. You don't want your opponent to get away. But in the general situation in matches, you want to repeat the orders numerous times so people understand what's going on, and then they do it. Because look how spread out this is. This is something you wouldn't want. If Union actually would have helped put, Union probably would have won it and got a huge amount of tickets because CSA is spread out. But anyways, back to what I was saying earlier with the tickets. Shootouts a 1-to-1 trade.
3, 2, 1, sprint, guys. Get out there, volley.
The
Come on,
problem
let's go.
with what
See?
Remedy is
Movement.
doing here
Perfect.
is that he has a limited time.
That's
In
what I
theory,
wanna
if he had
see.
infinite
When
time,
you
this
guys
would
go
work.
down,
However,
When you went uphill,
shooting's
they
hard
should
in this
be going
game.
down.
You don't know when you kill someone, so you don't know if you're aiming right. I mean,
What
are we firing?
you heard that one guy there. He said, "What are we firing at?" I mean, you hear these shots. They're probably not hitting anyone. Maybe they're hitting one guy per volley. You could maybe argue at half. These are long, hard shots with enemy in good cover. Not easy at all. And so what that means is you're not killing your opponent's tickets. And you have to do that in this game. So
Take aim at their knees. Take aim at their knees. Take aim. At their knees. Steady. Fire. Brave girls, run away. Turn around, turn
so
around,
the
turn
problem
around.
is that
Brave girls, run.
you're doing the sit and shoot, and you have plenty of time. You have 45 minutes. And so I think there is a...
My bad.
What is it?
How you guys feeling?
You feel like you have more time than what you actually have.
Yeah, this promotion's going pretty good on that.
My philosophy in War of Rights is that as an attacker, you play aggressive, non-stop at the beginning. If you get blown out, obviously change it, but you should try to stay aggressive at the beginning so that you bring everyone's tickets down, and then you'll have plenty of time to either shoot them out, keep playing aggressive, or early cap the point as an attacker. Because you got to get them down to breaking. And so you have battle ready, engage, which CSA is at. Nice already shot. You have taken losses and then breaking. At that point, Union can capture the point and win. If they capture before that, that Union has to hold the point for a certain amount of time. And then there's the final stage for the defenders. It's last stand, attackers, final push. But we'll talk about that when we get there. So this is... I don't know, Union's acting very, very slow right now. I mean, it took them 15 minutes to get the first morale stage. And that's not terrible time at the beginning of the match. But at that rate, you're going to hit your opponent to breaking when the clock hits 0. So you need to start picking up the pace. You need to start charging more and being aggressive. And right now, Union's not doing that. They act like they have all the time in the world when... We're almost halfway through the match. 20 minutes. Not halfway, but almost 20 minutes through the match. Which is nearly half. And your opponent is barely through engaged. So, Union shifts over. CSA kind of pushing up. Really, that's the only action that Union's really been able to get is when CSA has pushed forward. Union's been playing very, very conservative today. Looks like you have Maniac, new officer here for Union. But... I mean, Union's playing ultra conservative, and I don't like it. And we'll see if it pans out. Obviously, as time crunches down, Union will start being like, okay, we got to be aggressive and charge here.
Why are you guys running? What's wrong?
But I don't think you would want to put yourself in a position to where you have to panic about time. Unless the defender's doing a really good job, but we don't know if the defender's doing a really good job because it's not like the attackers have full press.
Also play it smart.
I mean,
We gotta play this cool, you know?
What are you doing, so?
We're doing okay. We're not pretty great. No, we're not doing pretty great. We're just a little bit ahead. We're doing okay. Don't get it
They're
twisted.
doing okay. I would
At any
agree with
moment
that.
you think we're doing too good. No, we're not. This is amazing to you. We're barely winning.
You're amazing.
Nah, you gotta be honest. Go around the cannon, guys. Around the cannon. Don't go in front.
Matthias plugged the cannon case on with that. So Union's starting to shift further and further to this right side. Maybe they're going to try to make a team push. I mean, CSA is spread out right now. You got the group further by point. You got a center group, and then you got a couple of guys inside the barn. But, I mean, again, you'll see a lot of War Rights matches come down to whoever sticks together most and who doesn't, especially when charges happen.
Independent fire, gentlemen. Independent fire.
Burn down the shank.
So Union is going to be a team here. Let's see what they do with it.
That's what it is. Shit happens.
Guys, I'm gonna charge behind the bar. Charge behind
You
the
guys
bar.
doing okay?
Charge behind the bar.
You doing okay? Oh, you guys are going in? Oh, okay, perfect timing. Let's go, everybody.
So Union's going to go in as a team here. There's not a lot of CSA, but it's a start. Why is it flag here? And flag got out there surprisingly well. David Chipman's Waco Barbecue. That's the name. But you got a couple of Rambos. That was a nice little charge there from Union. Again, not much, but it is a start, and that's really all you need. CSA setting themselves up. I don't know if they see the Union, but they're in the nice little wood spot here. On top of being in the woods over there. But Union's almost up by half a morale stage right now. And are they going to sit and shoot, or are they going to go in? Looks like they might go.
These colors ain't afraid of nothing, sir.
I got you, baby, okay? I want every man here on this line right now. Take aim, right now. Open field.
So you got some Union charging in on this side. Off, I don't know if yeah, one Union company is here. CSA's charging them out. And they're trying to somehow catch up on tickets. But look how spread out a lot of these guys are here. That means a lot of tickets are being lost. Game tries to encourage you sticking with your teammates. When you die and you're by yourself, you lose 5 times the amount of tickets compared to if you were just standing up with your guys. If you're crouching by a lot of people or by 2 other people, you lose 3 times the amount of tickets. So
Flags, from now on, you'll stay on this fence line. This will be your spot.
Hear that stabbing? That's a Rambo.
Shoot him, stab him. Where's
B company?
So Union's kind of gathered up here. I mean, they took some shots over here to the CSA group that is making their way through the camp.
2, 1, go out there, shoot and come back, guys. Independent fire.
Do they not know the CSA is to their left? I mean, Hazel has to know. Oh, Noodle knows.
Clear this house. Clear this house.
I mean, they're not too worried about the CSA. And
My house.
Pick up the flag right there. Pick it up.
I don't know.
Guys, right
Personally, don't like that. We'll see. Just sending the guys out to take shots and then fall back, doing it on their own without the order of an officer there. I'm not a huge fan of that. Especially in pubs. Union's kind of getting encircled here and getting shot from a couple different directions.
Me tried to be longer be alive.
Tickets, I mean, in the end, even if it is a little more chaotic on the Union end, as long as you are winning in tickets, that's all that matters. And Union is ahead, although that lead looks to be shrinking.
Are you guys okay?
They're on the other side of the barn.
Northeast.
They're on the other side of the barn. That's person.
Alright then. Let's do this. Everybody, let's go around them. Everybody, break your reloads. Break your
So
reloads.
the nice part about War of Rights is
Break your reloads. Relax.
we're at 220. The inbounds, it's slightly in favor of CSA, but it's still reasonable for Union to win. Anyways, the point being is that if you are encircled in War of Rights, you know that since you as a team has similar numbers to your opponent, that if your team is in one tiny area and your opponent is all spread out, that means that they are very thin. Now, obviously, CSA, they're kind of scrunched up in one big blob here, and then they have some guys over here, but they're spread out nonetheless, and Union is together. Union could take advantage of this and try to charge. Union has to know their whole team is together.
Double quick forward march. Let's move. Left side.
But if you see a company of CSA over there shooting, that means you probably outnumber the guys that are next to you. And so I would charge them out. And we'll see if that's what they're going to do or not. I mean, these guys are really, really spread out for CSA, and they could hit them well. CSA's organization is not great right now.
Shoot them all. Shoot them all. Get in there, Union. Just fucking go.
Get involved.
And the organization on both sides is kind of bad. I mean, you have some officers staying back. I don't know if they were waiting for their officer. So, but Union guys are trickling in. CSA is about to drop and taking losses. This ticket difference almost a fourth of a morale stage. It's going in CSA's favor. Union does kind of win this out. I mean, the most organized group I think I've seen so far is from Sheenwalt here.
Liquor hole. You can't have a name like that. That's disgusting.
But it's not like they've been kind of off on their own, but they are plenty organized there. But granted, when you start charging and stuff, organization and whatnot goes out the window. I will also say that watching a lot of public matches makes me want to lead some every once in a while. But I would probably yell a lot, and at least where I'm at right now, I don't want to yell. So
Flag is a reload zone, okay?
that's a future idea.
Shoot and come back.
Although, I can imagine it's hard being a pub officer at times because there's 4 different officers on a team. All of them have different ideas for what works and doesn't work.
Damn, that
And
sucks.
you got to get everyone on the same page, and you got to get an agreement going. And when disagreements happen, that can cause disunity among the whole team, and things don't work, because if you aren't working together as a team and you're spread out, that will not work for you. So CSA, they're just organized mess is slowly being cleaned up as Union's kind of collapsing in on both sides. Union is also about to go into taking losses.
The gang. Fire and charge, fire and charge.
Short, 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 everybody short. Break, reload, short, short, short. I got stuck in a log. Oh my god.
Everybody get out of here. Get on
And
the spot.
Union
Go, go, go. Grab
is going to
Come on.
get
No
one
mercy.
CSA flag
No
to
mercy.
start.
No mercy.
I mean, a lot of out of lines here are going to be
This-
picked up.
Charges, one, two charges, one,
The
two.
second flag is about to be dropped.
Rush the rebels!
Kill them all, kill the commanders. Fuck him up.
Oh, sorry.
So they get 2 flags. Third flag's obviously with that CSA company on the left that is in their own little area. I don't know where the 4th one is. But regardless of all of that, Union does go down to taking losses, and it's about over a 1/4 of a morale stage difference. The bars make it look like it's not a 1/4 of a morale stage, but when you hit a new morale stage, the bars don't go down. Initially, it's like the bars are longer than what is shown in our game, which results in the bar not moving down as much when a team hits a new stage. So,
Sure.
anyways, Union completely thrown CSA out of the wood line. They've gotten 2 flags in the process. You do have a 3rd CSA company moving out of main there. Not a whole lot. They might just be rushing up to try to recover their flag. And then actually, there's 2 CSA flags over here. And one of them is running towards... Oh, we got team killed by artillery!
Henson, left side of barn, left side of barn, left side of
He
barn.
just T-killed that guy. CSA's going in, but Union's staying close to prevent them from getting this flag.
God damn, you idiot. Pick that flag up and go.
And they will recover their flag. That was more just to get in there and get the flag. You're going to lose tickets doing that, but you could argue having that flag is well worth it.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
And Union is smartly trying to pursue and get that flag. And they get it down initially. And so Union gets that flag, and they're going to continue pushing through, getting some artillery guys in the end. Zooming out over here, Union's starting to kind of pincer the CSA that have been holding back for a while. Half a morale stage away from breaking. At that point, they will be able to capture point and win the game automatically. Union will.
Kill someone, kill this guy. Shit. Look at him. He's trying to steal us. Sorry, friend. I have to kill ya.
So Union's just trying to whittle this down right now. CSA is starting to pull back. CSA might start becoming a little concerned with the situation as they're about to go near breaking. They're probably going to start moving near point to make sure Union can't instantly cap it and win. And they're also going to start holding back to try to avoid tickets. You can see they've fallen back a little bit. They're going to continue the shootout, but they want to fall back so that shots are further away and they won't die as much, which means less tickets lost.
Oh my god.
Yeah, make the frogs gay.
But it has kind of left their artillery guys in the open, which we're up to 240. CSA has 13 guys on artillery now. Union has 12, so it's not like it's a crazier amount on either side. But
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay with you guys.
anyways, Union's kind of completely falling back. CSA get that flag. Looks like the flag they lost in the woods has despawned. There's a 5-minute despawn timer on that. And And so CSA is kind of holding back, except for a few Rambos, but it's kind of what you expect from pubs. So
Bradley's my brother.
Our games, people.
If you ever guy with the blue name, you're supposed to kill him.
Steady, lad! Steady! That's what I'm talking about.
I thought I was fighting for some free slaves, not that I was freeing some slaves.
When you're
You know what I'm talking about?
But I'm watching the tickets go down. We're gonna hit them good now, okay? This is the game plan.
Good shots, boy.
Company A, 70 seconds, just like we did earlier. We're gonna go out there, you're gonna shoot, you're gonna break your reloads, come back here to reload. And 3, 2, 1, go shoot and come back. Flag stay here. Everybody else.
CSA completely moving back. See, here's the thing, right? Oh, at least Hazel is going for it. They have no... See, look how disorganized this is.
Retreat and reload. Retreat and reload.
I mean, Union is... I mean, they're slightly deflated. Looks like nearly all of them went forward.
Okay. We're a little bit ahead.
A bit disorganized.
Very disorganized. That's why he sent an officer forward to put a line down. But CSA's basically retreated from this side of the map outside of artillery and a few guys. I don't blame CSA. You want to kill this clock. You're basically at breaking. You got like a lot of Luigi's guys are near the point. They're just trying to make sure they're near the point. I mean, seriously, I don't know if Union doesn't realize that they can just charge through this. You can at least push up and hit artillery because the CSA is not holding in that wood line. But again, Union's got 13 minutes, so they can shoot this down. But again, you don't want to deal with the stress of the time. That'll make you panic. And there's not a whole lot you can do when there's like 4 minutes left in the game.
We're not gonna fuck with them. Watch what we're gonna do right now, okay? Trust me on this. Get behind this rock.
We're gonna do an alpha move and ignore them.
Oh fuck! Right here. Get behind this tree right now.
Behind the tree. Behind the tree.
Everybody else.
Behind the tree.
In 3, 2, 1. Shoot that artillery and come back. Go all the way. Go.
His mic cannot handle him yelling.
Shot here instead.
I don't know, I'm surprised you don't charge the artillery there, but I guess he saw a flag and wanted it shot. Noodle, though, is going to take matters into his own hands and try to finish CSA, at least get him to breaking. The fact that the Confederates have kept that fire on the whole time is impressive. Every time I play this map, I'm gonna, or watch the map, I'm gonna say that joke because I find it funny. So, Union's starting to, are they charging out? No, it looks like they're just running out, taking shots, and then falling back. It's interesting. Both sides are playing on the opposite side of the map when CSA is about to hit breaking. Noodles guys do get wiped. I don't think they're, well, they do. So Noodles guys are going to be the first ones to get the point. Although I don't think they're going to be able to cap. CSA is going to be able to get there first with the majority of their guys. But for all we know, the main Union force could just want to force CSA down to last stand and then wipe them and then win. So, but we'll see what happens. These guys are going to start capping points. CSA might freak, but actually CSA is charging into Union here. Interesting approach. I don't mind this. Union drops the breaking. I can't believe that's out of bounds. The Union will hold the charge. I don't know. I kind of appreciate the attempt. Union losing on point. They were outnumbered, and I guess that was the biggest flaw in that. But at this point of the game, Union's probably just going to shoot you down or charge you out. And that's just a slow and way to die. So if CSA did win that charge over there, they could have the potential to get 2 or 3 Union flags trapped deep within their lines. And that could prove huge in this match. Because at this point, now that, especially since the charges failed, CSA is down a fourth of a morale stage, and there's not a whole lot they can do outside of having an admin and the round and them winning, or Union doing a big blunder, which is not impossible. Yeah, anything can happen in public matches. So they're just spending their time reforming.
Oh my god, we fucked them up good.
Meanwhile, the rest of the CSA is forming up near the point. Some CSA are pursuing the Union, and well, this poor guy is dead, trying to get the flag away. So Union down one flag, although it's pretty, I would say, pickable range for Union. And those guys are respawning back at main, so Union's taken a while to reform there. I mean, you can still move and have guys spawn in, but obviously you won't be completely formed up. But what are they doing?
We're moving, boys.
Double quick. Let's go.
These are all enemy, correct? Yes? Alright, let's go. Sprint.
So Union's gonna get some nice out of lines here when they.
I want 5 of you guys to kill all the artillery. Kill all the artillery men. 5, 6 guys.
Go.
Yes, sir.
I guess you have some CSA putting up a little shots on the side. 8.5 minutes left.
That's right. Shoot this guy. Alright, everybody on the line. Everybody on the line. Take aim.
And they're going for a shootout here. They're going east. Okay, I don't think they don't see the CSA to their left, but CSA coming out of the woods, starting to take shots. Looks like they're going to use the tents as cover, and again, kind of continue that shoot down. Now, I don't know if you. I mean, Union still has some time if they want to do a shootout, but the thing is, Union has a ticket lead. They have some tickets they can burn and still be fine. And again, CSA is spread out, shooting at you from numerous directions. That means they're thin, and they have a large force here. And are they charging CSA out, or are they just going to get close? They're going to go in. I like it. So it looks like Union's just trying to get him down the last stand. And this charge has not really gone over well. I don't know if someone didn't hear it. Clearly, or that's the thing, when you're probably lost, you got to repeat yourself a lot. I don't know if these guys in the back heard it, but Union just lost a flag, and it looks like they might lose a second, especially because these CSA guys, although they're not charging in, they are out in the distance there. And Union just lost a flag. About to lose a second there. That was a, it was a right idea, bad execution. Simple as that. So Union's gonna lose 3 flags here. Hello.
Where, bitch?
Did you not see the flag?
Don't you run, boy. I'm gonna get you.
So the CSA in the woods have turned back since Union are starting to approach them. So Union might get that second flag out, but that's huge. I mean, look how far away Union spawn is. It's on the top left side of your screen. That's a long hike. So, I mean, a good chunk of the Union team is out of the fight for 2 or so minutes. Oh, well, never mind. Waluigi didn't see him. Oh, my goodness. CSA lost their flag. Oh, Union's going to get a good wipe here.
Hello, Waluigi. Good to see you. Sorry about bonking.
Noodle's getting a nice little wipe there. Meanwhile, the rest of CSA have collapsed up, and they're going to push this, and CSA should probably hold this, but both sides getting dangerously close to their final stage. It's more worrisome for CSA than Union. Union hits their last stage of final push. They'll go down. I mean, the clock will go down to, like, probably 4 minutes, maybe 3 to 4 minutes, somewhere in there. The time it takes to go from your main spawn to the point of contention 2 times without bayonets and reloads, and these new maps, I don't necessarily know the time off the top of my head, but CSA are going to push through. They're going to get their flag back. They got to be wary about these out-of-line guys that run forward and get into these melees here. But you could argue that they need to get them in the final push, so you don't mind it. You just got to watch it. Every death, every ticket matters at this point. Union's getting that flag out.
Please don't stab me. I'm just here vibing.
Oh.
About face but we hit last stand. I don't want to hit last stand.
So the issue is I don't know. The problem is don't know the amount of time that the clock will drop to when Union hits final push. So if I'm CSA, I don't know if I try to charge and push Union to the final push right now, or I just kind of sit back and let the clock tick down. Because it's like in Harper's Ferry Graveyards, for example, that map, you know that when CSA hits final push, there's like 2 minutes on the clock. So if you're a defender almost in last stand, if there's like 8 minutes left on the clock, sure, you would try to charge and push them into final push if they're close enough to that, even though you might hit last stand. It all depends on the map and the situation, but we don't necessarily know. Union's at the advantage, except those 3 flags are down, so 3/4 of the Union team will not be able to spawn in. When they die, they have to spawn back at main. And so even though CSA is about to hit last stand, they have a considerable shot of winning this. Because, again, 5-minute despawn timer. They probably won't despawn for another minute or two. And those flags, once they spawn in, they're just going to be gunning it to the point. And I don't even know if they could run to the point in time. So these few encounters here are going to be big. 3.5 minutes left. Here we go. Union just trying to get close. Trying to spread out, getting some cover. They are, I mean, again, these guys are dying, and oh, that was a beautiful already shot. Not that it killed a lot of people, but just watching it hit and explode was kind of great. Anyways, Union looked like they were going straight for it, but then seeing Confederates show up, tried to go to the side. Wow, artillery is beautiful from these angles. 3 minutes left. I don't know. My guts tell me CSA is going to win this game. 3 minutes is a lot of time, though. And again, this is why I like to be aggressive at the beginning of the game. You'll see this happen on Pry House too. Lad already shot gets Union down to final push first. Clock did not budge. But CSA does hit last stand. They do have a flag up there with that company. Union flags are still down. So CSA can't respawn, but a lot of the guys that were dead were able to spawn back in, which wasn't a lot. So Union's got 2 minutes to get through CSA. CSA just got to find cover and survive. Union, they've just got to get more bodies on point when the clock hits 0. So we'll see how Union takes this. And what I was saying before that is, Pry House, you'll see a lot of times in a lot of matches, CSA will just sit back and shoot for like 20-25 minutes, and then they're put under a lot of pressure because they don't kill Union a lot there. They don't kill a lot of Union, and most of the time you'll see Union get a ticket lead on the CSA on that map if they just do a shootout. And then you get a lot of stress to CSA, and it's just downhill from there. And Union now, see, if Union gets wiped back in here, and there's 20 minutes left on the clock, that's fine. But because you got wiped there with like 7-8 minutes on the clock, it's not great. Union, one of those flags are still down. You can see Union reinforcements are just chugging, but Union's kind of spread out right now. Almost 1 minute left. CSA just forming a nice line. CSA is going to take this.
You are part of the British Empire.
Right. It's exactly. Union thought they had more time than what they actually had. So Union is starting to charge out. CSA kind of moving in to meet them. They're holding in the camp to preserve as many tickets or lives as possible. 40 seconds. Union desperation. Again, they need more bodies on point. When the clock hits 0, will they do it? 30 seconds. CSA counter charging. And CSA looks to be holding 20 seconds. Look at that trickle. Rest of CSA pushing in. And, you know, this just, seriously, you don't have all day to sit and shoot in War of Rights anymore. You can't do it. It's not a winning strategy. Maybe on a smaller pop server, but on a higher pop server, you cannot shoot your opponent down. And CSA is going to come out, I don't know if you want to say a good win, but a win nonetheless. But that was an interesting round. That's all I'll say. I mean, this organization, outside of when the guys just sat and shot, a lot of disorganization from both sides. And that really led to tickets being lost significantly. If CSA was more organized and not so blobbed up in the middle when they got charged out in the middle of the round, maybe they wouldn't necessarily be in Last Stand. They could be in a low breaking or just in the start of Last Stand. Who knows? But with that all being said, it was still I think a lot of lessons can be learned. Yeah, you can't sit that. It's like Colquitt's defense, for example. You can't sit at Union Spawn and shoot down the CSA and expect to win. So, anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to support the channel more. We have a Patreon where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord, merch, X, Instagram, and TikTok in the description. We'll see you in the next one. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night.